Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck movies. And sorry about the lighting here. It's went dark outside. What I've done is today I've been out with the Debs. We went to the town and had a good look around. I've got to say, I had this big coat on. We both had big coats on, hats on. We went outside. It was absolutely boiling, which was weird. And we come back and we were shattered. And I've sort of been wanting to do this video. I've got something coming from 88 actually. I've got something the Black Friday sale. And I was hoping it was going to come here so I could open it today with you, but that's not happened yet. So I'm going to think it might be there tonight. I don't know. I'm recording this on Thursday the 27th, so if it comes, it'll be on a different video. I've got a stack of stuff here, and I've got a lot of stuff that I've got over the past, well, months, like a couple of months, things that I've been wanting to do, maybe full videos on or just to show on a pickups video. But what I'll do is here, I've just picked up a load of stuff that I can, some of the stuff I've got today and some of the stuff I've got. Also, I've got a channel update for you, so I'm going to talk about that as well, sporadically when I'm showing you these things. It'll be a form of just basically me showing it and give you a little bit of my take on it. If I've seen the disc itself or watched it, what I will do is I'll tell you what I think of the picture quality. I probably took screenshots for this, but I'm not going to put the screenshots on. I'll just tell you if it's good or bad or indifferent. And I'll tell you the reason why I picked these things up. Now, the channel update is going to be, and I don't know exactly how this is going to go, but at this moment, you might have noticed there's not been that many videos out the past month, especially because I've got myself a new job. Now, I've spent the last sort of month getting that job. There's been a lot of things with interviews, and there's a lot of things to talk about, which I'll probably talk about in a different video actually. But the main thing I want to talk about in this video is the fact is that I don't know how it's going to affect the channel. Now I'm going to get this job. I'm going to take. I'm going to go into this job. This is just. I'm going to basically not edit this video if I can help it. I'm going to go into this job, and it's going to be. It's going to start in January. So at this point, well, I've been working in this current job for 15 years plus, and it's been shift work. I've usually done shift work for quite a long time, and many of the jobs I've done. Now, this new job I'm going to is not shift work, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and it's going to be a big change for me. And hopefully, it's going to be a change for the better, meaning that the form of this MS I've got, it causes fatigue. And the long shifts are not really a thing I want to go for anymore. Now, the best thing about working the long shifts is because you get days off during the week. And I can put a video together when I'm off. The only problem is when you've done a long shift, the next day you haven't got the energy to do that video. So that's why these gaps are coming. And what I've been doing is as well, I've been filming some videos where I've just been sitting in a car and I've been just doing like updates on the car. So maybe them may come onto the main channel. I'm not too sure about that at this point, but basically it's just I want to keep this, I want to keep the momentum going of the channel, obviously, but I don't know how it's going to play out when I go to January and I'm going into this new sort of avenue. I don't know how that's going to affect us when I've got Monday to Friday working. How does that mean that I put videos out? I'm not too sure at this point, so I can't speculate on that one. I'm just going to tell you that for me, I'm hoping it'll be for the better and I can get more regular videos out. Now, the main thing about this one is I've got a lot of things to talk about on here, what I've picked up, but it's kind of just me basically doing a channel update, and I'll show you some things rather than me just doing a channel update. You think, well, yeah, so you haven't shown anything. So what I'll do is I'll go through a few things I've picked up, and I just tell you a little bit about them and things like that. But the getting back to the update of the channel, it'll be hopefully, fingers crossed, but I don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully, I'll get back to putting regular updates on, regular videos on. Hopefully, make them not too long. This one's probably going to be the longest one you're going to see for a bit. And also live streams. Like being a guest on live streams, and I like doing the solo live streams and do them in the mornings. That's quite a good video to do. I'll probably do them. I'll probably do a solo live stream in the morning sometime, whenever that is. And when I get to the point of doing this new job, unless I'm on holiday from it, I probably won't do them again until I get that sort of space. Now, also as well, I've got a few things. I've got a lot of pickups from 88, which I'm not going to show today, but I've got a lot of stuff for them, and I'm going to do some dedicated videos to the 88 stuff. I've got that stuff coming from Black Friday. I've got a Black Friday thing here, and I've got some Black Friday stuff what I got from HMV today.
And I'll tell you on these ones, if I'm going to do a dedicated video to this stuff, if I'm picking something up, you might say, I might say this, look, there's this, but uh, I'll be telling you if I'm going to do an update, a proper dedicated video on that thing. So I'll not talk about any of these in great length. I might talk about my thoughts on them or what I think of them in general if I watch them. What I'm trying to do at the moment is, and I'm getting quite good at this, at watching a lot more films. Now, with that, it means that I can go back and when I review it, I can tell you a little bit about it. Like when I reviewed that Evil Laugh, which is one of the best things I've seen recently, which is just when I reviewed that one in the 11 days and 11 nights part two. This was one where I could put out and I could talk a little bit more about it, which is what I want to do in the future coming up. Now, getting back to live streams, the fact that I would love to be guests on live streams, but a guest on a live stream, but make my own ones is not going to be something I'm really going to do, especially with a guest. It's something I find too, even being on a live stream for the length of the live streams are really long, which I really enjoy, I've got to say. But to combat that, I'm going to do podcasts, which I'm going to do with, like the first one I did with Steve Coates. We're going to do another one on the protectors for the boxes. We've got a really big one planned with that one. I was going to do it the other week, but I come down with a cold, which lasted for 2 weeks, knocked us for six. And I just knew I hadn't got the kind of energy to do that. Everything's sort of revolving around energy, which is, basically it's a shame that that has to happen. But sometimes you know that if you come on here and you haven't got the energy to do anything, then you know that it's not a place that you want to be in. It's not an avenue you want to go down and put out a video where you're half asleep. Some people might say I do that anyway. Um, and I've got a amazing thing from my good friend Robert Rosengren. Now he sent me this package and it's absolutely amazing. I've half done that. There's a lot of packages, a lot of parcels. I've got a great thing from Conor Gray the other day. They're absolutely amazing. Now what I'm trying to do with that one is I'm trying to go and watch the stuff in there, and then I can talk more about it when I do the half a video, then I come back and do that video. I still want to keep that up, but it's the time that's the time consuming that you've got to do with that. That's the thing that I'm finding difficult doing, going back and doing that because basically when you haven't the days, especially at the short days with a light, you need the light in these situations, and it seems like at this point everything seems to be against that happening because of the way that the shifts are working, all that type of thing. But anyway, I'm not going to go on too much on that. It's not like a downside, it's just an explanation as why there's big gaps in the videos. So let's get into a few of these and then we'll keep on talking about various things. I'm sure there's something else. Oh, yeah, I've got a microphone. I've got a new microphone set up that I got off my son as a present. Now, I'm thinking that this thing is going to be absolutely brilliant, and I think it's going to be amazing if you want to have one of these microphone setups if you're doing a YouTube video. So what I'll do is I'm not sponsored or anything. I'll just found that this thing was absolutely brilliant, and the company as well. The company are absolutely amazing. But I'll go more into that in a separate video. But hopefully that thing will work, and I can kind of do some field tests with it. You can put it on your camera, you can put it on, it goes on here, and you can have it on your laptop and all that. It's amazing. So I've tried one of them out. I've tried one of them out on my phone. I haven't done the laptop yet, hence the fact I'm just talking into this. But I think it could be a really great addition to the channel. Yeah, so anyway, let's get into this. I've waffled on for far too long. Okay, so first up is Night of the Demon. Now, I've been after this one for a long time. I saw this one. I'll try and remember the prices I paid for this. I saw this in HMV. It was 14.99, and I've always wanted to own this. This is a double disc one. I would have loved the amazing box set that came out because that came and went before anybody kind of knew about it. It was like one of the. This is a funny one because every time I wanted to get it from, I think it was France where it first came out, and the Blu-ray, and it was just too hard to get. And the same with the limited edition of this one. So I've been on the lookout for that one, and it's just never seemed to be there. But as soon as I saw it, I thought I have to pounce. Now I've looked at this one. I haven't watched it. I've looked at it. It's got 4 cuts of the film on, believe it or not, and it's got a load of extras in, and it's widely regarded as one of the best British horrors of all time. Now, the picture quality is beautiful and it's a black and white one. It's one of those ones where actually there's a few that I've got that I haven't got here. I'm going to talk about, and they're literally like borderline 4Ks.
There's some stunning black and white Blu-rays out there, which I'll go into in a different video. But this one is highly recommended by literally everybody who's seen it. And I think it's from 1957. I think it's a French film, or it's French in. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I'm sure there's something French about it. It's not in French, but I know it's a British film, but is it French backers? I don't know. Some of these things I'm going to kind of not blank on, but this is just off the cuff. But yeah, really, really excited to see this one. I think me and the devs are going to watch this one. Dead short, but with Powerhouse or Indicator, these are amazing sets, and I've got a big stash of them up there anyway. So highly looking forward to this one and highly recommended by lots of people, as I've just said. Next up is this I got. Now I've been looking at this set in HMV for what I would think of as years. Now, my good friend Dave Ramsden, who is the man behind my theme music at the start of the videos, I've had a lot of people talking about my theme tune for this year, which is the John Perry in the Bay. It's called John Perry's Neon Nights. That's the song. Now, Dave's behind that, and I'm going to go more into that I've been meaning to put a video together all year on how that came about. But anyway, so Dave Ramsden had said to me a while ago, he had picked this one up, and he says, I urge you to get it because it's one of the best things he's ever seen on Blu-ray. And I thought, right, because I remember being a huge fan of this when I was a kid on TV. And I didn't realize it went all the way back to 1975. I knew I'd watched it when I was a kid and had all the little, toy cars from it and all that. But I really wanted, speaking of that, I've got loads of stuff from Indicator as well. Not Indicator, I've just said that. I've got loads of stuff from Imprint. Get it right, John. And so David said to me, check this one out. Of course, he got it for a great price. And then I went to look at it, and the price was right up there, and it stayed there. I mean, it's a big set. It stayed up there forever. And I wasn't really looking for this Black Friday sale, but it was on there for about £40, and it had a big chunk knocked off it. I think it's about £70 when you go and buy it brand new, for top price. So I picked up for 40 quid or thereabouts Space 1999, which is the Ultimate Edition. Now, I put this on. I mean, I remember watching this, but when you go back to it, I remember all the characters in here, remember all the faces, but I couldn't remember the story behind this whole series and what it was all about. So I'm not going too much into it if you don't know anything about it. Basically, it's Moonbase Alpha. This team of people go in the year of 1999, very space age. Well, it was in 1975. I think there's 4 series of this. I think there's 18 discs in here. I think some of the episodes have been put into feature-length films. I think there's 4 of them, and they're in here as well. So I wanted to get the one that had every single thing to do with this amazing series. It's produced by, is it Jerry Anderson, the fellow who did Thunderbirds? Which I didn't really remember that, but you can tell by the special effects in here are absolutely brilliant for 1975. And don't forget that he did all this work with all the miniatures. So the miniatures in here are absolutely brilliant. So highly recommend it if you like that. And I've got to say, Dave was right. The picture quality on here is absolutely stunning. It's pin sharp. If I put that on my TV and said to somebody, I've got a 4K of Space 1999, they would never argue with that. They would say, oh, it looks really good. So happy to get this for this knockdown price. And I've got to say, I've been after this for years, so this was a highly recommended one for me of Dave Ramsden, also highly anticipated for me to pick it up. And I think I've watched 3 episodes thus far, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I think Deborah would like this one, so I'll have to go back and say, do you want to watch this one? But I might watch the whole lot before I go back to it. Who knows? But there's some good stars in here. There's David Warbeck's in it. I'm pretty sure that's him. And he was out of Zombie Flesh Eaters, or was it Zombie Flesh Eaters? I'll have to probably put a thing up there to tell you if it was David Warbeck. I don't think it was. But anyway, and the name's up there. He's the fella who said at the start of the film, the boat must leave now. He's in this one, and there's a load of good special guests in it. So that's the Ultimate Edition of Space 1999. It's probably still on there for 40 quid if you fancy it. Now, today, when I was in HMV, they had a sale on where you can get 20% off everything. So I went around and picked up a few things that I've been after for quite a while. The first one I picked up was for £12.99, but it would obviously be a little bit lower than that, is Night School. This is Terror Eyes, in other words. This is a section 3 video nasty. I'm pretty sure it's a section 3. As soon as I saw this coming out, I thought I've got to get this. I used to have this on VHS with the old VHS cover, and it was a great film. I think that was cut, that one there. This is obviously going to be fully uncut. It stars, is it Rachel Ward, I believe. It's a good film. It's like an English giallo. I don't know what the picture quality is like on it. I would imagine with Warner Archive, because I've got a few of them things recently. This is the way that HMV premium editions, remember them ones? They are coming out in this form now. I can see a lot of their old titles coming out, in this time, in this fashion. But it's a one that I really wanted to see. But when it comes out, I mean, it's 14.99 was top price. I was going to get it in the sale for 2 for 15, which will probably come up tomorrow. That's my luck. How many times have we been there to the shop and bought something because you wanted it so much? You get it. The next time you're in, it's in for a quarter of the price, but never mind. So interested to see that. And I do know that usually on these one archive things, they don't really put any extras on, but the picture quality for me on some of them is absolutely stunning because there's a few ones I want to talk about in that one, which I've got to go back to my list to see what I've previously bought. I can go and have a look through them, and then I can say, right, this is because there's some of them there. I urge you, if you see them and you want to get these ones for picture quality, if you get them for 2 for 15, you'll be getting a steal, and the films are absolutely great as well. So that one's Night School, Section 3, Video Nasty, or Section 2, Video Nasty, but I think it's a Section 3. Now, this one here, now we're on to 4Ks now. There's plenty more 4Ks that I've got. I think there's a couple over there, but I'm going to talk about them in a different video. Um, what I thought of was I looked at this one. I didn't even know it was coming out, if I'm honest. I know this has come out with a big box set, but this is an individual release. Now, I've got to say, full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of this particular film. I think I haven't watched it for such a long time, and basically, well, I'll show you what it is, and I can talk about it a little bit more. It is Doctor No. Now, the thing that got me with this is the cover. I looked at the cover and I thought, are they going to release these separately? Well, obviously they're going to do that. Now I know that I've been looking at different videos that have to do with this setup. I'm going to link down below from Keith from Euphoria Pictures. I'm going to leave a link down to his video when he talked about the unboxing the box set of the steelbooks. And on that one, I thought, now the thing is about when I watched that, I thought I'm going to have to check these out. Now, me and Deborah are a huge fan of Daniel Craig and his James Bond. I'm a big fan, massive fan. The one I think is the best is Roger Moore. Deborah can't stand him. And I was even saying to her the day, I says, would you watch this? And she goes, yeah, I would. She says, don't tell me to watch the Roger Moore stuff. And I goes, but it is what it is. I don't like him. I said, yeah, but it's tongue in cheek. It's just different. It's 70s. It's kitsch. No, she's not going to go for it. But anyway, so I remember when I was a kid, when I used to watch these ones, I was never a big fan of Sean Connery. I think he's a great actor, don't get us wrong. But when he was when he was Doctor No, I honestly thought that Roger Moore was much better. It was much more enjoyable. Or the circumstances were, the villains and everything seemed to be better. Although I have watched these quite a few times, but a long time ago. So when I saw this, I kept picking it up and thinking, right, I'm going to get this. It's only 20 quid. I don't know if it's got any extras on. I think it has, but it doesn't really say anything. It just says with commentary and special features, but it doesn't say anything about it. Now, I do know from Keith's video and also from hearing things about, just stuff in general, that these are going to look pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a go. I don't mind getting these in the sale. I don't mind paying £20 for them. I think there's 6 of them to buy. I know he made 7 because he made that other one, didn't he? Which is probably never going to see the light of day through rights issues. But like, I've just got this one. I haven't watched it or anything. I think this come down about 15.99, so it's always good to get something off it. But I don't know. And to be honest, I would really like the original artwork, obviously, or even the original artwork on here. But in a way, I know that all the slipcovers are the same, but they're just different colours. I kind of like this one. I don't know why. I just think it's quite memorable in its own way. But if someone had said to me, you can have this one, you can have the original one, I would be like, original every time. But I don't know. So this is a bit of a gamble for me. I might get this one and just think, well, actually, what I'll do is I'll play this one, we'll watch it. I think Deborah will watch it. And if I think, man, it is what it is, I know it's not the best one to do with Sean Connery. I know he's got better ones out there. So if I watch it and I just think it's not for me, I'll just not go any further. But I thought, why not? But the thing is, when you go around the shop and you end up picking this one up all the time and having a look at it, you think, well, it must mean that I need to watch this, or it must mean that I want to go there. So it's a bit of a gamble. It might not work for us, but it was in a sale, so why not? So that's Doctor No, not Doctor Who. Next up is a film that I wanted to get. I wanted to go and get this one from America. It was released, I think, by Scream Factory. So I don't know what's happening with Scream Factory now. Are they finished? I don't know. I see all these videos that say the end of Scream Factory, and I haven't looked at them. But is it finished? It just seems to just come out of nowhere. Like a bit like Network. That was it. Is it like that? I don't know. If you know, leave us a bit of a potted history about that in the comments down below. And just so, because I'm thinking, am I seeing this right, or is it just clickbait? I don't know. So this one was, I think it was mentioned by that, and I always wanted to get it because I haven't seen it, but I heard amazing things about it. And the actors in here are some of my favorite actors of all time. But anyway, as soon as I just walked past it and saw it on the shelves, I didn't even know this was coming out in the UK on 4K. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, I'm having that, and it is Clue. So this was literally a no-brainer for me. And I said to Deborah, I said, do you want to watch this? Because she's a big fan of Cluedo, apparently. I've never played it in my life, but she's played it and she said she really enjoyed it. So we might get ourselves a Cluedo board in the future and have a game of that, maybe. But this is absolutely brilliant. The 4K on it is stunning. It's not stunning in a way that it blows your socks off. It's great. It's great for this film, I would imagine. It's got some good details, some good dark scenes in it, black scenes in it. It's all got that going for it. But the main thing is that the characters in here are just so good. We had such a blast with this. We were laughing our heads off. It's just the way that they went on. It's a great film. And it's renowned of having the three endings. And the three endings, I was thinking, do you get the chance to pick the one you want? But no, the three endings are on the end of the film. I'm not going to go any further than that. So you need to see this for yourself. But it's basically it's just like a murder mystery, isn't it? But it is so funny. It's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. Me and Deborah loved it. And with it being a bit like a who done it, and then you know who done it, you think, well, what's the point in watching that again? You can watch this time and time again because of the performances. The performances are electric. I mean, you've got I'm gonna blank on his name, but he's from Spinal Tap. What's he called? Christopher Guest, I believe. He's so funny in it. There's a bit where one of the bits that I couldn't stop laughing at this. Obviously, when I do it, I butcher it. But they're talking about what they had for tea. And one of them said it was really hard finding the monkey brains that they've got for the tea. So one of them said, so ate monkey brains. And he come back and he made this like retching noise. When he sussed out what it was so funny. It sounded like it was 100% real, as if he was actually retching for real on the thought of eating monkey brains for his tea. And when they come through the door, and the butler stands in the the dogs have been outside the guard dogs, so he steps in something, he brings it in the house, and every time somebody comes in, the rows check their shoes. It was so good. Really, really enjoyed it. And I don't think there's any extras on that. Maybe not. There is a yeah. I think there's a couple of things, but nothing that's going to knock you bowl you over, should I say? But highly recommended. We love that film. Next up is another one that I thought, where'd that come from? Sometimes I must admit, myself personally, I don't really look at pre-orders. I don't pre-order much stuff. I should order probably more, but I don't really order that much. And I knew this was coming out in 4K, but I didn't know we were going to get it in the UK. And I thought it was going to come out by a different company, which it has done in the US, but it's come out by a different company here. And I saw it and I thought, I'm having that. It hasn't got any extras on at all, nothing, which is basically the same as the Blu-ray that we've got over here, but it doesn't really matter. If I ever see the other version of it cheap, and it comes out here cheap, which I don't think it will do because of the company who released it, I will go for it. But anyway, I was so happy to pick this up because obviously with it being the anniversary of it, which will be, is it 50 years or 60 years? I think it's 60 years of it, 50, 60. It had to be got one of my favourite directors of all time. It is Barry Lyndon. I've checked this out. The picture quality on here is absolutely stunning. That's the main thing about this. The way that Stanley Kubrick does his stuff, and when it's presented in 4K and they do a good job of it, it just looks sensational. Everybody knows that when this was shot, there was no lights used in it. It was all done by, if there's any dark scenes, it was done by candlelight. I don't know how he got this thing to work. I think he went to some place and he got these special cameras made that would let the light into it. But the way he's done it, it just makes this film even more magical, if you can imagine it. Now, I put this film off for a long time because it's a 3 hour, 5 minute period drama, which for me on paper was everything I don't like about films. Too long, and what am I interested in that type of like era? I couldn't have been more wrong. This is such an amazing film. I've really been blown away by it when I checked it out, when I finally checked it out. Now, what I will say about this one, with this being this kind of, I do think we should have got a big Warner Brothers film version of this one, a big box. We didn't, but anyway, I know the Criterion one I'm talking about, that's got more stuff in it, but I think that's really expensive, I believe. That's only out in the US. Now, this one here, I think it's only the 4K. I don't think there's a Blu-ray in it. Um, yeah, I think it's just the one. Yeah, it's just the one disc. Like I say, bare bones, but you've got the film. That's all you really want in it. I don't think there's any in it. I don't think there's any real extras to be talked about. Well, I'm saying real extras. There is extras on the Criterion, obviously, but I think I can live without that because, as you know, Stanley Kubrick, when he finished the film, he burnt everything to do with it in the way of extra features and all that type of that thing. So he's getting nothing extra on it apart from The Shining, which has a longer cut. And that's it. You get nothing else, which is a big shame because imagine what gold there could have been. Imagine well, I don't think you really want this any longer, but imagine, say, Clockwork Orange that had like a longer version. Just just be amazing when it's stuff of dreams, but you don't know what it was because it's all been destroyed and burned. But there you go. I was going to say Barry Norman. Barry Lyndon, absolutely brilliant. Highly recommended. The picture quality in here is absolutely stunning. The colours are sensational. And I can't wait to watch it again because basically anything to do and he's only made 16 films, don't forget. And I think most of them, or nearly all of them, are available now on 4K. Speaking of which, his film he made, um, well, it would have come out with its 50th anniversary in 2023, Lolita, that seems to have been bypassed. Now, this should have come out in a thing like this, just a straightforward, remaster, just a small disc, nothing fancy, no extras, because that film needs to be seen in 4K. Now, a lot of people, including myself, would have thought for the subject matter, that's not somewhere I want to watch. I don't really want to go to that one. But forget about that. It's a really interesting and great film. It's more of a comedy than anything else. The performances James Mason are just unreal. Yes, it's got that subject matter, but it's not dealt with in a way that's it's sensationalist. So for me, I would love to see that coming out. It looks like it's not going to come out, but it should do, because that means that there'll be like some of Stanley Kubrick's stuff missing on 4K. But anyway, highly recommended Barry Lyndon. Only got two more to show you, and these ones will be standalone videos. So today, when I went into HMV, I thought I was looking for two things especially, and it's amazing when these things were talked about, and then I just seem to have heard about them like last week. I mean, it would have been earlier than that. And all of a sudden, they were out, and I thought, wow, um, I'm going to go and get them. So I was going to get the pair of them. Now, this one here, it's uh, it's in perfect condition. And the other one both of them had a bit of a a spine slash knock, and you could see it. And I thought, no, I'll just leave it then, because this is 34.99. But I picked up the horror of Frankenstein. So I haven't checked this one out yet. Don't know what the picture quality is like in it, but I do know because I've got all my Hammer stuff up there. I believe just a bit further up. I do know that all of these on the Studio Canal, which is the studio, this is the Studio Canal 4K, and I know that they look sensational on Blu-ray. So I do think that probably at this point, the Studio Canal Blu-rays, I'm going to leave a link to my video that I did on all of the complete Studio Canal Blu-rays that I've got up there. I've got the whole lot. So if you have a look at it and you think, what's on there? There's a good chance that all of them will be coming out on Studio Canal. I'm going to say there's a good chance. I don't know about the rights because there's a lot of rights issues to do with the Hammer stuff, unfortunately. I would have loved to have it all come out on Hammer, would have done all of this, but it looks like it's not going to happen thus far, or it might do. I don't really want to start double dipping on this because, I've done that quite a bit. I've done it on DVD, Blu-ray a couple of times, but this one it's a long overdue watch for me, and also as well, I think there's more extras on here. There's on the Studio Canal previous Blu-ray, and this one has got like all the stuff inside. It's going to look amazing. Can't wait to get Scars of Dracula as well. Full disclosure: this is not my favorite Frankenstein, or Scars of Dracula isn't my favorite Dracula, but they're both made in 1970. This one and Scars of Dracula are a reboot. This is when Peter Cushing says, I'm finished with Frankenstein. So they rebooted it with Ralph Bates. And this is more like comedy. I have watched it before a long time ago. I was going to watch my Blu-ray with Deborah whenever I got around to it. And yeah, it is what it is, but I'm going to collect them all. So I'm obviously going to get them. Now, Scars of Dracula, I used to not care for that too much, but once I realized it was a reboot, because they were going to actually make reboot with somebody else, then Christopher Lee says, "Oh, well, go on then. I'll come back. I'll do this one. I'll speak again," because he didn't want to speak because he didn't like the way the script was written by Terence Fisher. I had a big fallout. So, on the strength of that, I do appreciate that one much more than I did, and it's the goriest of all the Dracula films. So, it's got a lot going for it, and anything with Christopher Lee is a winner for me. But yeah, so really interested to see this one, but I will be doing a standalone video of that when I go over the top and have a look inside it and give me my thoughts on it compared to the Blu-ray. I'll do a bit of a deep dive into this one. So that's going to be coming up. Now, I say it's going to be coming up. I don't know when it's going to be coming up, but I will get around to doing these things. I've got a few things that I need to do. Um, the imprint stuff, I need to have standalone videos for them because the stuff I've got is that good that I can't just put it out in one video. And like all of them in one video. I've got three things from there. So these are things that I want to talk about a little bit more, and then show the picture quality and all that type of thing, and tell you what I thought of it, and comparing to what it is. Now this 34.99, I've got a feeling that obviously this has just come out, so it's not going to be in that 20% off. I wish it was. I've got a feeling that depending on how many they've got of this one, these ones, this will probably be out for a bit, and it'll probably come down in price, possibly. But if there's not that many around, then that'll not happen. So that's why I pounced on it quickly. I thought, right, I'm going to get it done, and then I'm not going to be chasing this on the second-hand market, because how many times have we been there and you thought, oh my God. So yeah, standalone video coming for that one. The Horror of Frankenstein, 1970. And yeah, well, you can't beat Hammer, can you? And last up here is one I got the other day, and I haven't watched it because I will be watching X first. Yes, it is Maxine. I got Pearl the other day. That was the last video I did, and this is another equally amazing. I mean, these things on the shelf, when you look at them, they're just put together. I know these things aren't going to go together, but these big boxes, there's just something about them that I just really like. Now, Maxine, as I've told you before, this was my least favorite of the trilogy, but when I saw it, I was expecting a lot more of it. And just when you think about it, I got this from I sent away for this on Amazon. I think it was 36.99, but it's got a lot of stuff in it, and the picture quality in here. That I have watched it. I have looked at the picture quality. I've got to say, at this point, before I've watched it fully, the picture quality on here, and I think it's done deliberately, is a little bit. It's kind of, I would say, if you were looking at this as a good restoration, it is a great restoration for what it is. But I think the way it was shot means it looks very 80s, looks very grubby. It's got that look to it. I think it's meant to look like that. So if you're wanting something to look like Pearl, and even X, which looks really good, this one is like the least picture quality of it, but I think that's the way it's meant to look. I don't think I wasn't offended by it at all because I knew from when I saw it at the cinema, it looked exactly the same as that. It had that sort of really, I don't know, like 1985 it's meant to be from setting, and it's got that VHS look with not looking like VHS, if that makes any sense. Right. So there you go. So that's that. I mean, I've got plenty more pickups to do. I thought I'd just do this one to sort of talk about this. I can't believe how long this video is. I hope you're still here or you're not thinking, oh my God. So yeah, so to recap, got lots of stuff coming up. It's just finding the time to do it. It's finding the time and opportunity to do it. And live streams, yes, as a guest, I've got plenty. I've got lined up. I've been invited on, which is great. And also uh, live streams from yourself at the moment will be, well, at the moment, probably forever. I don't think I'll ever do another live stream personally with me being the host. I think it's a bit too much for me, but I really like the shorter podcasts, and there'll be plenty of them coming up. I've got a lot of people I've talked to and asked if they want to come on. They said, yeah, no problem. So that'll be, and there'll be loads of subjects. They'll not just be, not be the same subject all the time. Different people have different things to talk about. Who knows what it'll be? That's one of the best things about doing them. It'll just be whatever it is. And also, um, so expect, hopefully, there'll be enough videos coming out at this part. But if there's gaps, you'll understand. Well, actually, I'm saying if there's gaps, the reason why there was a big gap in the last month was basically how I was trying to navigate going here, there, and everywhere about this job. There's a lot more to it than that, but it's been quite labor intensive. So I feel like I've never been in the house basically for a month, but it's worked out great, and I'm going to go into pastures new, and hopefully, as I say, in February, January, when that transpires, I can come back and not come back, but I can carry on doing this in whatever shape or form that is, because obviously I want to still do this as as well as that's the thing, isn't it? You want to do your job, and you also want to have your downtime, have your fun, and do things that you love doing, which is all of this stuff. So that's the update, and as if anything changes in the way of how I know the structure is going to be as I go into this new phase next year, I'll let you know. And yeah, so anyway, that's me channel update, and also that's them pickups. There'll be a few that I'll come back and talk about, but do know that these ones here are amazing. And it was great to go in HMV today, and there was a lot of things in the sale. Not everything I thought was going to be in the sale was in the sale. Don't forget, I've got something coming from 88 at the minute that I've just got in the Black Friday sale. I was hoping that was going to be here. I don't think it's here yet, even. So if it doesn't come before 6 o'clock, because it's going to go to the local post office, then it'll not come till tomorrow. I'm at work tomorrow, so you'll probably not see that till next week. Anyway, so thanks for listening. I appreciate that. So I gets all the way through that and I made a mess of the ending. So thanks for watching. You take care, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.